MetLife Stadium simmered in the relentless New Jersey heat, its vast stands shimmering beneath the midday sun. The air was thick, heavy with anticipation and the unmistakable buzz of a crowd that knew they were about to witness something special. It was the kind of heat that slows time, saps energy, and tests the resolve of even the most seasoned professionals. Every bead of sweat was a reminder that this was no ordinary summer day. On July 27, 2025, Manchester United faced off against West Ham in a Premier League Summer Series match that felt less like a friendly and more like a proving ground for both clubs. The stakes were clear, even if the points didn't count. For United, this was the first real test under their new manager, Ruben Amorim. All eyes were on how his tactical philosophy would translate onto the pitch, and whether his ideas had begun to take root among the players. The pressure was palpable, the expectations sky high. West Ham, meanwhile, saw this as a crucial measure of their own progress. They were eager to prove that their recent investments and hard work were paying off, and that they could stand toe-to-toe with one of England's giants. But the spotlight, inevitably, fell on United's captain, Bruno Fernandes. Just days earlier, he'd turned down a massive offer from Saudi Arabia, choosing loyalty to Old Trafford over a lucrative payday. His decision sent a message, not just to his teammates but to fans and rivals alike. This wasn't just a pre-season exhibition, it was a statement of intent for a club in transition, a team determined to forge a new identity and reclaim its place at the top. The pressure was on, not just to win, but to show progress, to reveal a new style, a new hunger, and a new sense of unity. Every player knew that their performance would be scrutinized, every mistake magnified. The sweltering heat would test not just fitness, but character. Would they wilt, or would they rise to the challenge? At the heart of it all was Fernandes, ready to lead by example, his voice echoing across the pitch as he demanded more from those around him. As the teams lined up, United looked aggressive and expansive, pressing high and moving the ball with purpose, eager to make a statement from the very first whistle. West Ham, disciplined and organized, were ready to absorb pressure and strike back on the counter, their defensive line holding firm against United's early advances. The stage was set for a midfield masterclass, with every pass, every tackle, and every moment under the microscope. In this cauldron of heat and expectation, only the strongest would shine. Ruben Amorim's United lined up in a bold 3-4-2-1, built to dominate possession and press high. Wingbacks Ahmad and Dorgu pushed forward, while Mainu and Ugarte anchored the midfield. New signings Mbeumo and Cunha floated between the lines, but the tactical twist was Fernandes, deployed deeper, orchestrating play and creating a midfield overload. West Ham, in contrast, set up in a compact 4-5-1, content to absorb pressure and frustrate United's creators. Their midfield shielded the defense, aiming to deny space and pounce on the counter with Bowen's pace. The match became a chess game, United's proactive style versus West Ham's reactive wall. The question was simple: could United's new system break down West Ham's discipline? The answer would hinge on Fernandes's ability to dictate and disrupt. The tactical battle lines were drawn. From the first whistle, Fernandes was United's conductor, dropping deep to control the tempo. His movement forced West Ham's midfield into constant dilemmas: press him and risk leaving gaps, or sit back and let him dictate. He switched gears effortlessly, slowing play to conserve energy, then accelerating with a sharp pass or run. Every touch had intent. He connected defense to attack, always available, always shaping the next move. West Ham couldn't pin him down. He drifted between zones, always a step ahead. Under Amorim, Fernandes wasn't just a creator, he was the architect, laying the foundation for United's dominance. His control from deep dismantled West Ham's structure, setting the tone for the match. Fernandes's deeper role created havoc for West Ham's midfield trio, completely unsettling their usual structure and rhythm. By positioning himself further back, he forced West Ham to constantly reassess their defensive responsibilities, making it nearly impossible for them to settle into a comfortable shape. Each time he dropped to collect the ball, West Ham faced a lose-lose choice: step out and leave space behind, or hold their shape and allow Fernandes the freedom to dictate the tempo. This tactical dilemma put their midfielders under immense pressure, as they were never quite sure whether to press or sit back. This constant indecision fractured their defensive wall, opening gaps for Mbeumo and Cunha to exploit. The more West Ham hesitated, the more United's attackers found pockets of space to run into, stretching the defense and creating dangerous opportunities. Even the West Ham coaching staff could be seen frantically issuing new instructions from the sidelines, but Fernandes's movement kept undermining their plans. Fernandes's movement was calculated. He drifted into half spaces, making it unclear who should track him. Defenders and midfielders exchanged glances, unsure of their assignments, and that split second of confusion was all he needed to make an impact. A simple shift in position changed the geometry of the pitch, dragging West Ham out of rhythm. Suddenly their lines were broken, and their compactness evaporated as they scrambled to adjust. Fernandes's awareness and vision allowed him to anticipate the next move, always staying one step ahead of his markers. His teammates responded, making intelligent runs that further disorganized West Ham's shape. He didn't need to dribble past defenders, he beat them with intelligence, forcing mistakes and creating passing lanes. His subtle movements and quick decisions forced West Ham into errors both big and small. West Ham's plan to stay compact unraveled as Fernandes pulled them apart. Their defensive line stretched wider and wider, leaving them exposed to United's relentless attacks. The gaps he created weren't just physical, they were cracks in West Ham's confidence. As the match wore on, frustration grew, and their belief in their defensive system began to fade. United's control and chance creation stemmed from this subtle, relentless manipulation. Every attack seemed to start with Fernandes, who orchestrated the play with poise and precision. Fernandes was the puppeteer, and West Ham danced to his tune. Unable to break free from the web he spun in the heart of midfield. Fernandes's attacking instincts turned United's dominance into goals, but it was his relentless drive and football intelligence that truly set him apart in this match. He was always alert, scanning the pitch for opportunities, and never content to simply wait for the ball to come to him. He timed his surges forward perfectly, sensing when to abandon his deep role and become a threat in the box. Fernandes seemed to have an internal clock, knowing exactly when to arrive in dangerous areas, catching defenders off guard. His anticipation was elite. He read defensive errors before they happened, pouncing on loose balls and poor passes. It was as if he could predict the next move, always one step ahead of the opposition. For the penalty, his movement drew the foul. For his second, he was already on the move as Mainu intercepted a pass. Fernandes's ability to react instantly to his teammates' actions made him a nightmare for defenders. Fernandes didn't wait for chances. He hunted them, punishing West Ham's lapses with ruthless efficiency. Every mistake was an invitation, and he never hesitated to capitalize. Beyond his goals, he split the defense with incisive passes, always a step ahead. His vision allowed him to spot runs that others missed, threading the ball through the smallest of gaps. His creativity and vision made him a constant threat, impossible to contain. Whether dribbling past defenders or orchestrating attacks in tight spaces, Fernandes dictated the tempo. He seamlessly shifted from orchestrator to executioner, switching roles in an instant. One moment he was setting up a teammate, the next he was finishing the move himself. West Ham couldn't track him. He was everywhere, always dangerous. His movement off the ball created space for others, stretching the defense and opening up new avenues of attack. Fernandes's intelligence turned every West Ham mistake into a United opportunity. His performance was a masterclass in punishing errors, showing why he's one of the most feared midfielders in the league. Fernandes's 2 goals showcased his full attacking arsenal, composure and audacity. The first, a penalty he earned himself, was dispatched with calm authority, setting the tone for United. His leadership under pressure was clear. He delivered when it mattered most. The second goal was pure brilliance. Anticipating a mistake, he ran onto Mainu's pass, and with a delicate chip, beat the stranded keeper. It was a finish of rare quality. Quick thinking, flawless execution. Fernandes's ability to read the game and act decisively made the difference. These moments summed up his value, intelligence, instinct, and technical skill. He punished West Ham's errors with style and confidence. In a game of fine margins, his class was the separator. Fernandes shattered the myth that creative players conserve energy for attack. He led United's press, initiating pressure with smart, angled runs that forced West Ham into mistakes. His relentless energy inspired teammates, setting the standard for work rate. Amorim's system relied on coordinated pressing, and Fernandes was the trigger. His movement signaled the team to squeeze up. He tracked back tirelessly, making crucial tackles and interceptions. Even in the heat, his intensity never waned. He pressed as hard in the 90th minute as the first. Fernandes's blend of creativity and work ethic made him the complete modern midfielder. His leadership was visible in every yard he covered. Fernandes's masterclass was built on a solid team foundation. Mainu and Ugarte anchored midfield, Ugarte breaking up play, Mainu distributing calmly and intercepting for Fernandes's second goal. The trio's balance, Ugarte the destroyer, Mainu the connector, Fernandes the creator, unlocked United's dominance. Wingbacks Ahmad and Dorgu stretched the pitch, creating space for Fernandes to exploit. Amorim's system was designed to maximize his influence. At the back, Bayindir's late save preserved the win, reminding all that football is a team game. Fernandes shone, but it was a collective, well-drilled effort. United's structure enabled their captain's brilliance. The 2-1 scoreline barely captured the story. This was a tactical masterclass from Fernandes at his peak. He controlled tempo, created chaos, and led by example, embodying Amorim's vision for United. The deeper role unlocked new dimensions to his game, making him unplayable. West Ham had no answer. Fernandes's movement, passing and pressing dismantled their plan. His performance was a statement. United had a clear identity and a talisman in top form. More than a pre-season win, it was a glimpse of what's possible with a world-class player at the heart of a well-designed system. Fernandes didn't just beat West Ham, he outthought, outworked, and outplayed them, setting the tone for the season ahead.